Be careful with your words, because once they leave your mouth, you can't call them back. You can't rewind time. You can't erase the damage. And you can't always fix what was broken. Let me tell you a story. A story about a man who learned this lesson the hard way. His name was Ethan. He wasn't a bad man. He worked hard, stayed focused, kept his head down. He was the kind of guy who believed strength meant being tough, being blunt, saying what you think without hesitation. Ethan thought words were just words. He didn't realize words are weapons, and words are tools. They can build a life or destroy one. Ethan had a younger brother named Caleb. Caleb was different, quiet, sensitive, the kind of kid who thought deeply, who felt everything strongly. Growing up, Ethan was always the strong one, the protector, the leader. But as they got older, Ethan became impatient. Caleb struggled with confidence. He doubted himself. He took longer to find his path, and Ethan, instead of guiding him, started judging him. One night, after a long day, Ethan came home tired and frustrated. Caleb was sitting at the kitchen table, staring at a job application. He looked up and said, "I don't know if I'm good enough for this." Ethan sighed. He didn't mean to explode, but the words came fast. Sharp, cold, he said. "Man, you're always like this. Weak, always doubting. You'll never make it anywhere if you keep acting like a failure." The room went silent. He just stared down at the paper. Ethan walked away, thinking nothing of it. He told himself, it's the truth. He needs to hear it. But truth without control is cruelty. The next morning, Caleb was gone. Not gone forever, just gone quiet. He stopped talking much, stopped asking questions, stopped trying. Weeks passed, then months. Caleb still showed up to family events, still smiled sometimes, but something had changed. A light inside him dimmed, and Ethan didn't connect it. Not yet. One day, Ethan's mother pulled him aside. She looked tired, she said. "Do you know what Caleb told me last week?" Ethan shrugged. "What?" She swallowed hard. He said, "Maybe Ethan's right. Maybe I really am a failure." Ethan froze. His chest tightened. Because he remembered that night. He remembered the words. He remembered how easy they came out. And now, he realized how heavy they landed. Words don't disappear. They sink. They echo. They become the voice someone hears in their head when they're alone. Ethan's words didn't just hurt Caleb in the moment. They stayed. They became a label, a chain. Ethan wanted to fix it. So that night, he went to Caleb's apartment. Caleb opened the door slowly. Ethan stood there awkwardly, like a man holding something fragile. but not knowing how. Finally, he said, "Caleb, I need to talk." Caleb nodded and stepped aside. The room was small, quiet, almost empty. Ethan took a breath. "I've been thinking about what I said months ago." Caleb didn't speak. Ethan continued. "I told myself I was being honest. I told myself you needed tough love." He paused. "But the truth is, I was careless." His voice cracked slightly. "I didn't realize my words could cut deeper than any fist." Caleb's eyes flickered. Still silent, Ethan stepped forward. "I was wrong. I don't think you're weak. I don't think you're a failure. I think you're trying, and I should have respected that." Caleb looked down, and for the first time in months, he spoke. "You don't understand, Ethan." Ethan's throat tightened. "Then help me understand." Caleb swallowed. "When you said that, it wasn't just a comment. It was you, confirming what I already feared." Ethan's heart sank. Caleb continued, "I've replayed it every day. Every time I mess up, I hear your voice. That's the danger. The wrong words don't just hurt once, they repeat. They become permanent." Ethan sat down slowly. He looked at his brother like he was seeing him for the first time, and he whispered, "I'm sorry." Not as a quick apology, but as a man who finally understood the weight of speech. From that day on, Ethan changed. Not overnight, but steadily. He became disciplined with his tongue. He started thinking before speaking. He started asking himself, will this help or harm? Will this build or break? Because real strength isn't shouting. Real strength is restraint. Months later, Caleb applied for that job. Old Caleb would have collapsed, but this time he tried again, and Ethan was there, not with criticism, but with solid words. He said, "Keep going. You're not done yet." And Caleb believed him, because words can destroy, but words can also rebuild. Be careful with your words, because you never know what battle someone is fighting in silence. One sentence can be the final push off the edge, or the hand that pulls them back. The tongue is small, but it carries power. Power to heal, power to lead, power to lead, power to break a man's spirit or raise it. Before you speak, ask yourself, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it timed right? Is it spoken with respect? Because once the words leave your mouth, they don't belong to you anymore. They belong to the person who has to live with them. Be careful with your words. Speak like a man with control. Speak like a man with purpose. Because strong men don't speak recklessly. They speak with weight, and they understand. Words can last longer than actions. End.